Good morning, Grandpa. Grandpa Nick. Well, good morning to you. How's your sleep, Grandpa? Not bad. I noticed Precious was coughing a little bit, but I didn't give her medicine because I noticed every once in a while, because remember I'm kind of a jack of all trades, right? We all agree on that. Master of none. I noticed her eyes get kind of watery sometimes, I think, if she has too much of her medications. I try to back it off. Must have worked too, 'cause she was awful perky this morning, but she was coughing and she woke me up several times, starting between about 3 a.m. So, it's a pretty distinct cough. It's not just a. If you listen to the audio, it's pretty tough to sleep through. If you're. I'm not mad at her. Certainly not gonna put her down, Dr. Randall. Never. Not for something like that. And even then, I would never do that. Just so everybody knows. I'd leave it up to God. Do we do that to human beings? Not usually, unless you're Dr. Javarkian or something, Dr. Death. Usually we let God handle that. We try to preserve life. How come we don't put people down unless you're, oh wait, bad boy, he likes to do that. Sometimes he'll find somebody that's got a cat that looks like a cat with their eyes glazed over. They look like it need to be put down. I heard that come out of his mouth. Well, what a nice guy, huh? No, pretty sure there's a reason they call him bad. Last time I checked, it probably wasn't a good idea to call yourself bad. Just saying. Kind of a little hint there, eh? So anyways, yeah. This idea that I would put a dog down. I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I shouldn't, but I will. I'll just say that. Because remember how I said it gets worse? Just keeps getting worse, folks. So the next doctor will be even. Doctor, the first. I mean, that'd be the last thing I would suggest. First would be, hey, you got a barn? You live on, wait, here, oh wait, I know everything about you, so I know where you live and all that, because I'm a doctor. And I've known your mom for 50 years, so I already know that question, but how about a shed or something? No. So if you had your own house, and it got real bad and it wasn't freezing cold, and then even then you could probably put like what? A heater. Because I mean, you have to sleep. Remember that? Some of us have to sleep, bad boy. Every night. The more I think about some of the stuff that came out of Bad Boy's mouth, man, it makes me wonder what if that guy was just pretending to be a Christian. He said he went to Camp Pendleton, used to sleep on the beach in Oceanside, and he went to Arizona, and his dad worked for Honeywell in Minnesota here, and now he built a pizza empire. But T-Bone doesn't believe a word he says, or they were buddies in the military or something, and they had a falling out or something, 'cause why? But they didn't want to compromise each other. Like maybe T-Bone liked his daughter or something. The daughter didn't like him. I don't know, man. Just weird stuff. Because you can tell these guys aren't stupid. But the stuff, as far as being a nice, and then Miss Melly's like, you gotta like hate T-Bone. And I'm thinking, why? He never did anything to me. I mean, he was always well, mostly. But then he got all mad when I said that Bad Boy's name was Brent or Brett. He's like, no, 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 it's Joe. But yet he didn't think. At first, he didn't think that Bad Boy worked for Domino's. He sat and tried to convince me forever. But then when I told him that his name was Brett over on ChristianChat.com, he basically said to me, "Well, no, go to the. You can look up Smoking Joe's profile on his LinkedIn. It's him. There's a picture of him." And I'm thinking, yeah, I got them couple bridges ready. It's just bizarre stuff that I just don't care about anymore. I mean, I'm repeating it because it was so strange and bizarre. And then when a guy says, I don't know, I've been known to be a half a weirdo, but I wouldn't, I don't know. I don't know what seriously, I don't know. So Bad Boy's a sniper, likes to be on top. Was a Marine. It started off as a Marine in Camp Pendleton. And now he's either what? My best friend or my worst enemy? How many profiles does he have? How many different voices has he used that I've talked to him on? But I just don't like people that. I mean, I told Dr. Randall, I said, man, come on. Like, it's keeping me away. If I'm look, remember, I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. I'm going to say, hey, you probably love your dog, so that's not, hey, let's wait until you become a Satanist before we shoot your dog. But you got a barn or anything? Where do you live? You get like a little shed? Can you build a shed or something? And then, how about a room? How about a room upstairs or something? Got somebody that can watch that dog? People are just strange. Put my dog down. Jeez. Comments like that, you wonder what team they're on. Naples, Florida. That's where Dennis Medved, I think, is. Him and Bev. Probably somewhere down there. We used to go down there every year. Me and Tom and Sandy and Bob and we. I don't know how many years we went, but we would stay on Dennis Medved. Pete Medved. I don't even know if he was sober back then yet. Probably not. He was still drinking in a bar in Beauvais, probably with Patsy. When I was down on a boat ocean fishing with Dennis Medved. I don't even know if he'd be up way up in his 90s now, and he was a really heavy guy. So I don't. He might have heart condition. I don't even know if he'd be alive. But yeah, I got a bunch of video of me down there too in Naples, Florida. Yeah, acting normal. The way people operate, man, it makes you wonder who's who and what's what. So what's the spread in Vegas on these computer fans here? Me and all half the kingdom, we took that other one over there on Cam too, right to the gates of hell. She went to the gates of hell and back with me. She decided to stay, I guess, there for a while and see what's going on, but that thing barely. I mean, that was weird. I mean, I got the black screen of death. I've never had that before on any computer. And I let it sit there. And you know what I did? Oh, yeah, I prayed to God for about 2 or 3 hours. Couldn't do it. It wouldn't even shut. I don't even think it would shut down. It kept, so I couldn't get in, and it was locked up. Kind of like that one up there, except it wasn't wirelessly charging from the International Space Station with like Ashley listening in or something. What's up with that? I know Ashley and that supposed husband of hers, he seemed halfway smart, but she kind of came out of the closet too as a Satanist with that Kenny the Trucker in Carl's room. And if anybody's a phony, it's that Jeff Larson. Again, I mean, that guy, I know he had some problems supposedly with his little boy or something, his mentally challenged, and then, you know, he kind of had a Leslie too, I guess. And I know he was a pretty good like salesman type worker guy too, and back in the day, before computers. But the stuff he says, you can tell he's been he's been fork tongued for so long. It ain't like a camper where he might have got his blood sugar low here and there for a few days, and said some stuff. That guy's been saying he's been fork tongued the whole time. I wouldn't trust that guy nowhere. Never. And he's probably about as bad as Kenny the Trucker and them. He just don't have the resources or something. I don't know. But he must work for somebody too, right? Because I was asking about that Avatar with those guys pointing forget what that movie was. And all of a sudden, he wasn't even in the room. And I clicked on his profile a couple hours later, and he had that. It wasn't there before. So either he put it up, or some lettered agent, or some algorithm that's AI that's just listening to us talk, analyzing, anticipating some program out of MIT, I guess, that Carl's simulating. I don't know, man. Are they all even human? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't care anymore. It's too weird. When the first line of defense of your vet is not, first of all, hey, let the first, I mean, all that time on the phone, all you got to do is you don't sit there and try to go, hey, are you, maybe this here? Should we figure out if you're doing that? No, you get the first. You don't have to spend 10 minutes on the phone with me. You go, hey, here's what we're gonna do. I'll call you back. Let me look in my book. I'll see how much of that I can give you, so the federal government doesn't come and take my license, and I'll send a prescription. If that doesn't work, call me back. I mean, I don't have to be a veterinarian to figure that out. All this hemming and hawing, suggesting that maybe I oughta. This is stupid. Just another situation where I just can't believe people, and I'll get blamed. It was more about whether or not I was doing this. Crazy. And you said, why are you saying this about? Well, I really like. I don't know. I kind of like Bad Boy's personality when I met him on. Like, just kind of like mine, I guess. When I was younger, never had my head on a swivel until now, but. And he was there a short time, and he did. He had the ability. Now, could he get 200 people in a room? He tried to tell me the other. No, I don't think he could. Might get. There ain't even that many people on Pal Talk anymore. And so I says, well, he wasn't there very long. But the stuff that started coming out of his mouth that makes me really nervous. Makes me really question who the heck he is. And then there was that guy that came on while I was talking to Prop. So Nick, what was one of the most bizarre experiences in that year on CC that you didn't like get all weird with any girls or nothing? Yeah. Well, some guy that I mean, he can't. I don't know. He like was all of a sudden interested in me, and he was like, "I'm a beast." But I mean, it sounded like he was stuttering and maybe couldn't spell his name or something too. Maybe he went through the eighth grade, possibly. And I'm thinking, okay, and I'm like, you're telling me that it's like, yeah, I'm a beast, man. What do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I just met you. You want to help take care of these five guys without sandwiches out here or what? And he said, I'm a beast. Well, okay. And then he sort of got nice. And then a couple days later, he comes back and he's like, I got to go to the dentist. And I'm like, I'm not surprised. I mean, you go around telling people you're a beast. Eventually, probably going to get punched in the teeth. And then I'm like, did you ever take care of those 5 guys first? I hope you at least did that. If they were going to bust your teeth out for me. Never saw him again. And I was there for a while. All of a sudden, he disappeared. I don't want to cast my I'm not gonna. I can't tell you everything. Believe it or not. So I don't want. I remember the Bible says don't cast your pearls before swine. So just in case God said there's a remnant. Oh, and there's always a way out. I can't tell you everything. Just enough to survive, so I can get to them pearls. The door that I mentioned. I'm still waiting. You said why? Why would you never be a part of an association? You're really not asking me that question. You said, well, you always changing the number, Nick. How could they ever call you back? Oh, I think because I left them Tom's number. And that management company, that Cherry down at that place, Cedar Management in off University Avenue, where, oh, by the way, before any of those people were a thought in any of their parents' loins, I was in there getting allergy shots. Yeah, that place right next to University Billiards. Yeah, that one. Right across the street from one of my really, really close friends, Corey, always down in his basement. His parents had this fancy bar, and there was a pool table. And we went down there, and I was like one of his only friends. He was a real kind of reserved guy. He was pretty much only friends with me and Jeremy by now. Yeah, that one. So you mean this, Matt? So why else would you be a little frustrated and act? Why should we not? Why should we believe that you can't go up to a Home Depot without acting suspiciously? After the SWAT team almost shoots you, you couldn't hear him on the bullhorn, and they're about to drive a Bearcat through your house with detectives with hair down to here like they're from Duck Dynasty. I don't know because I don't know. Let's see. Oh, so you mean 2 years ago now, not this winter, but even so the winter before, those guys busted up your brand new screen door that you got at Menards. Actually, your mom helped you get it, remember? Kind of Christmas present, and you called, and you never ever did get a call back ever. Yeah, just another reason. Like, what is the point? Is there anything that gives you any hope about this place? Well, this summer there was, I think, the last of the Mohicans going around. I think they only had one guy, though, and there was two, maybe three. One was really old, though. The other two were pretty old, but they all were real nice. They were the grounds crew there, and he had a Christian something on his shirt. And I got a pretty good vibe from all those people. Uh, and the one lady stopped and gave me what's somebody's number. And they seem like really nice people, but once they're gone, this guy over here with the can and I mean, can you imagine if those four people aren't on the board, and this lady, well, she's always drinking. So she can't handle nothing anyways. But if what it was, Can you imagine this guy coming over here with messing me with my can? I mean, uh, that guy there is like that guy across the street from Gordy's house where Grandpa was always like, well, you keep an eye on that one, not me. You see, when you ain't using them binoculars for them birds, you be watching that guy. That one house that people was always coming and going, and he says, if you ever see anything real out of place, you let Grandpa know. Yeah, that's the one over there you want to watch. Not me. I mean, the only thing I can think of is the only other possibility, like, is Randall is like trying to test my personality too. Like, is this guy crazy? Is this guy evil enough to put his dog down for a cough? Like, even if you couldn't sleep, I mean, do people really do that? The dog they love, they would put a dog. I mean, I wouldn't put a dog down for nothing. I'd put it outside and I'd build a doghouse. And if it was winter, I'd get him a heater if it got really bad. But the idea that I would take my dog's life, even if it was suffering, we rarely do that with humans. Why is it so important with animals that they don't suffer or something? Huh? Think about that. Think about that contradiction. Hypocritical again. I mean, it's now that the devil's taken over, we've got assisted suicide in, I don't know, California and Washington and a lot of places. So you can go to them places and take care of you. But yet, isn't this bizarre? Here we go again. But because they don't want a good crisis to go to waste, it's convenient to do a welfare check on somebody to get in there and get rid of this Bible here, though. But yeah, you can go to a whole bunch of states. But if it's convenient, if somebody calls and goes, somebody might be suicidal, they'll send in the SWAT team because it's convenient, and then they'll sit around and schnickle and schnackle about, here. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Yeah, you're not wondering why I'm irritated still, and you're no better than me. In fact, that's probably why you're after me. Even though I can't send a rocket to the moon. So, Nick, we had these reports from your cousin, the 25-time felon, that Mr. Ho seems to really like because apparently doesn't ever ask any questions and only has to go to prison for a few months at a time. And his mom's gone now. I could talk about that too, but I won't because that's casting pearls before swine. But I suppose if it got bad enough, I could. But Oh, you mean, did you have any other animals like when you were growing up that maybe you abused or something? No. So you're kind of like that Joy Lim Nacrin, that gal in Chinatown over there. Oh, that lawyer from Duke that you probably think is pretty cool and neat. And her dad is like half Jewish or Jewish and mom's Asian Catholic or something. Yeah, that one. She works for Boston News or something. She was at Channel 5 with You Can Pick Your Friends, You Can Pick Your Nose, but they're not your nose friends. Yeah, I had Midnight, right? He was a stray. We took him in. He ended up in my yard. We had a doghouse outside my house. And I don't know. He got old and wandered off one cold winter day. Never came back, but he was. And then I had a cocker spaniel. Oh boy, did they! You want to talk about making half the kingdom mad? My mom had we had brand new carpet, and you can tell how neurotic she is. And that dog started peeing all over the floor. I can't even imagine what my mom probably went. Looking back now, I know why she was going insane. So you never heard any of those dogs or anything, right? No, of course not. But there you go. You can you can watch me till my computer's overheating. Like I said, I think they probably last a couple months, I guess. But that one over there, that one's a miracle. All of a sudden, it just came on. Yeah. Oh. I always thought that was pretty funny when old Dusty's dad put that up. But see now, see now, you say, well, what kind of guy are you? We hear all this talking, and yeah, so I say a whole bunch of stuff for the sake of trying to explain things, and I'm irritated. But so, do you think you would do that with something like that with other people around? Do you think no? I don't think because that you might offend them, and there might be well, uh, that word there, the S, that's like supposed to only be between a husband and a wife or something, and so yeah, I'd probably not do that. But I thought it was funny at the time because I was young. But now that I'm older, you say, well, would you do that? And I'd say, no, I wouldn't. But I did think it was funny when he did that. And so I won't ever do that again. At least around other people. But he was a really nice guy. I was always surprised about that, how nice he was to me, with how much everybody else hated me and mean. Just him and Rich were the only nice ones. And kind of sunny. Oh yeah? You see how it always gets worse there, Kathleen? Hmm? Brad. I wonder what Brad. You should talk to this Brad guy that see? So if you go to prison, like I'm not saying I probably got close a couple times, I suppose, because drinking and stuff, but obviously the powers that be realized that a guy like Brad, Michelle's how she fought, and I don't even know if she's with him. So look at that, Mr. Dusty. So instead of me, the guy who was madly in love with your daughter, now she's down to that guy who goes to prison. But you like those kind of people. Because remember, they don't call you Dusty because of your boots. So remember, it always keeps getting worse. It wasn't my fault. And if you think I'm any worse than that guy, no. And Madeline lived with them, and they did. Yeah. I don't even want to know. I really don't. But it's convenient to blame other people for your problems. Then the first thing is they're gonna say is, "Oh, you're so perfect." Yet no, I said I did 2 or 3 things that were bad in life, and it's really none of your damn business unless I decide to tell you. But all y'all did hundreds of things way worse than I ever did. Well, I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying some of the people I'm talking to. Obviously not. Obviously, there's some really good, like old Hoyer would tell you, squeaky clean for 10 years, son. But it's going to be impossible because they're going to keep coming up with suspicious activity. My desk is a little dirty. Why do they call it the Dirty South? What is that? The Dirty South. So I want to try. I don't know if anybody has any of that attention deficit, but there's this one that, because all that natural stuff. I mean, I don't know, maybe, but they say fish oil. I'd like to add. I'd like to try. I don't know if anybody's tried that new Riva. I've seen that ad for quite a while. Set at Walgreens or something. Maybe add that with the vitamins. See if I'd really like to get off the coffee. It's bitter on the stomach. And what's up with that? Like, if you stop drinking, it's pretty serious. You know why the Mormons look? You talk about cigarettes. That ain't. I don't know, but it's a 3-day headache. You're like 2 Tylenols and an Advil for 3 days. So it's. And then you can only drink so much of it. It's just. Why do you got to keep bad? Well,
it's just so many things that are just I guess remember that are like. I gotta clean my desk up here. You say, Nick, are you sure you're not, are you one of these guys? Because we'd like to hear you say that you think everybody's against you and everybody's out to get you, because that'll help us out a little. No, that's not possible because, remember, I got my medication. There was a doctor that would see me. So there's obviously people that still care about me, and maybe I don't get to talk to them, or I don't have a relationship, but obviously there's people who still care and don't believe I'm a lost cause, or don't lie about me and have faith in me. Now whether no, I don't think. Oh, that's a pretty smart move there, Nick. Where'd you learn that one? All them treatments for those DUIs? Oh, I want to do that too. Oh, shouldn't you be getting all, give little Amarillo Slim a little play there? Well, I gotta clean up my desk here so I can see what's going on. There's not a single hardcore right-wing Ted Cruz, Tom Emmer, redcoat conservative in the United States or in Minnesota or Washington County or Forest Lake that wonders why I would be having a card like that. Is there? Nah, I don't think so. I think we're on the same page. Or we're getting there. So, did you notice anything strange about when you fixed your garage? Yeah. But I only got so much energy, so I'll save that one. Excuse me. I'm with the DJ. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm with the DJ. Let me through, please. It's a little better. So it's probably a good idea that we gave you that paperwork that's all full of lies, mostly. And gross exaggerations. Probably good we did that anyways, because, I mean, you were carrying this around, and it's probably good we keep you away from, what is it, young people, right? No, I don't know. Now, how long you had that? I don't know, but I always thought I was part of youth groups, and again, I ain't no Maxwell Jones. Hey, I'm 18 years old and I'm running this church down here in Edina. And by the way, my mom is a supermodel. Yeah, no, I never was one of them, but I always thought, hey, maybe I'll help youth. You know, they helped me. We had that guy. Forgot his name. What was the guy's name? He rode that kayak down in like the ice cold. I mentioned that. I forgot that guy's name. He was really popular up there in the Nuke. Yeah, Chris maybe was his assistant. No. His assistant was the guy, he lived in a blue house about 50 feet from Josh Woods and his brothers, where I went to Boy Scouts. I went over to his house a few times from when they were doing this, and right across from the Anoka County Courthouse. Oh, I know what I was going to mention. Oh, you talk about delaying the mail. Now, this is not the hit. Hey, I'll report. You decide. Okay. This here. Look at that. It says it's Billy. Who's that? Franklin Graham. It says, Lord, listen, Lord, forgive, Lord, hear and act. For your sake, my God, do not delay. Daniel 9:19. Says it looks like the Capitol and pray and vote. I know I'm kind of slow, remember? Oh, there on the front, it says, this will define America. Oh, there, where did that fit? That's the first time they like the 52, I guess. 50 years and beyond. So I'm guessing, it's not postmarked any. I'm guessing they probably sent these out in plenty of time to get to people. Pretty safe bet. You know when this came? Oh, I don't know, like a month after the election. Just saying. Oh, you must be one of those, right? Look at him. Look at him. Now we know why we didn't like him. Oh, gosh. Oh, half the kingdom. She's, old fussy. She's about ready to pack it up and never say, oh, right? What would you be doing with that? I don't know. What does it say? It says the Constitution of the United States and amendments. And the Constitution of the United. Oh, that's that thing that governor is supposed to protect, right? Oh my goodness, though. Oh, what are you doing? We can't. It says ACLU. Are you kidding? This guy. I mean, he's got to be a communist. I mean, that's blasphemy, right? That's what my dad would say. Right? Like you can't. That's cool and that's cool, but you can't be carrying around. I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know. I got it at the state fair. I got a whole bunch of them for free, and I mean, I don't really care what it said down there, and I just want to be able to read the Constitution, so that I don't know, this doesn't happen. And I don't know, there's somebody banging on windows in the middle of the day for extended lengths of time, and I don't know, maybe this would come in kind of handy. Maybe. Boy, you are really weirdo. We should have shot you. Going for my dogs. The one Randall figures. So the only other thing between the devil and me is what? My daddy and who? Oh, that one rhymes too. Daddy and doggies. Yeah, that's a good idea though, Randall. We ought to get rid of the only other thing that loves me. Good thinking though. Way to go, sir. Yeah, that divide and conquer. A house divided cannot stand. Yeah, in fact, we should get rid of the dog that somebody. In fact, we should get rid of the evidence, shouldn't we, Dr. Randall? We should get rid of those lashes because if we shave that dog down and we got an honest vet, they would admit that somebody would have to literally be purposely taking a buzzer to gash their dog that they love, that they wouldn't put down, that their doctor suggests that they should. Yeah, is this making any sense to anybody now? Oh, we live in a sick world. Are you making accusations or no? I'm just reporting. Like Joy Lim Nacron would report, you decide. And folks, there's lots of pets out there. I just want to do a public service announcement for Joy Lynn Nacron out of somewhere. She was at Channel 5. She always reminded, shop or adopt and don't shop. There's lots of animals that need forever homes. And so, like me. That's right. She had a Rottweiler named, what was it? I was disappointed when she left too. I don't think I've watched since her and what's her name left. Who's the Jewish one? What was her name? Her mom and dad both can send rockets to the moon. I forget her name. Her dad died in a car accident or something. I'd have to really think about it again. She moved to New York. Yeah. Other than Dave Dahl and the Minnehaha gal, those were my two favorite, because they came along. And of course, they're gone. And then they got rid of that nice gal at WCCO. What were the cards? Kim's Cards. At Kim's Cards, she was like me when I was a kid. We're gonna take over the fishing lure industry. The other one, who was the other one that left? My mom really liked her too. The one that was good friends with Kim in Maple Grove. They went to school together. She went out to New York too. Forget her name. Yeah, that's a little better, I guess. Oh. All right. Well, I get it mostly. Got a few more things I'll look through there later, I guess, maybe. Anybody up for some good news? I always like to get the bad news out of the way first. And on a good note, yay. So I guess not that anybody's listening, but might be one person. What am I here? Okay. What you reading this morning, Grandpa? Again, Mark 4:21 through 41. Is that yesterday's tweet? Normally I make my bed by now, but I've been messing with these cameras for a while. Because usually, well, where'd you learn that? You remember all that structure they taught me back at Camp Pendleton with Bad Boy? Always keep our head on a swivel. Are you doing? Oh, look at that, boys! Look at that. We got him. He's going stolen valor on us. I didn't say I was in the military. I just said Camp Pendleton. Actually, I learned pretty fast that. Remember that 600-pound black guy? Yeah, they like you to make your bed. So I figured, well, I'll just keep doing that. Maybe they won't think they need to teach me that lesson anymore. So, Nick, you keep talking about this. I mean, we kind of understand the dress thing. I mean, it's kind of, there's a few guys out there that like them gals in the dresses once in a while. They usually like the gals now since that feminist movement. They like to keep that reserved for the that undefiled marriage bed you was talking about. Yeah, brother Moldy. So where did this other one come from? You seem really obsessed. Uh, is this a fetish, an obsession, or I mean, because we're looking for we can't find anything on this guy. Well, not recently. Where do you think that came? Oh, I don't know. Oh, you sleep with one of those? You like that blanket? You know, we sell blankets up at Walmart, the only place left, because we put all the mom and pops under the except for Target, and we almost got that taken care of. And Bad Boy's got he pretty much got rid of Pizza Hut, and won't be long he'll have the rest of them gone. But you got that blanket there? Where'd you get that? You need them sticks there? You need them sticks that we heard that gal in the dress with them sticks to get one of these going, huh? Oh yeah. Half the kingdom. Cheat. Ooh, look at that. Oh, now I'm getting excited. Oh boy, that's hair. Look at that. Huh? Oh yeah, see? Remember Grandma Lois? Nope. My mom. I don't even know. I don't know if Grandma Lois was more into books and stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah. How many of y'all got a mom? If you had a mom that would do that instead of drink, you're all right. Tell them to keep the SWAT team away. They don't work, Hey, yeah. See, that's what Michelle should have been doing instead of running around town over there in Osseo with Anika and who knows who. Yeah, you should have been at home making one of these for me, so I didn't have to worry. I could have been at work, but now, and I bet old Dusty both, because hey, I bet they get along pretty good, felons and all that prison guys. Sure, probably real well with that guy over there. Likes to come over and stick his nose in my can. Probably him too, but I got one of these, and this is my favorite right now. My mom, if they're tough to find, my mom hides them. She still got a few somewhere. But she gave me this one. I didn't steal that one. I don't take them. My mom asked me if I took this. I said, no, Mama, you gave it to me in a bag. Still smells like cigarette smoke. Well, why did you find it? I was actually going to save it because it was the only one, and you kind of figure, I don't know if I'm ever going to make it over to her house again. So I was getting lonely from my mom after she hadn't called for 3 years, and I says, maybe I'll take that blanket out. Oh, that's one nice blanket. How many gals left will get them sticks out and get one of these going? You know what I mean? Like if you went to like, I don't like algorithms, remember? So, but if you went to like eHarmony or something like that, I guess is one okay one. And you'd be like, well, they ask you what you're looking for in a gal, right? You're like, well, you're like, I'm tall, short, in other words, what are you? And then they'd have that other section. Let's see, what would be one? I don't know. Likes long walks on the beach, or what? I don't know. Likes. I'd be like, you know, you got to be able to play. You got to be able to either play with them sticks, or you got to be willing to learn. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'd be instead of all that other, fetish requirement. I'd be like, yeah, can you do that? And if not, that's okay. I mean, we can figure out how to get you on the spindle. That'd be like pretty much. Oh yeah, in the dark hair after if all after Kingdom. If she ain't, because I'm not sure what I'm doing in Forest Lake. To be honest, I mean you can't understand why I'm thinking that after my tenure and all I've been through. Yeah, mamas, and now she's reporting to me that little Johnny boy is moving her stuff around. If it wasn't bad enough, you're gonna go over there and take care of that, ain't you? Because we've been waiting. We've been trolling you for about 10 years now, waiting for you to really. You think that, we thought we really had you with Rick. But, boy, now they messing with your mama, boy. You ain't gonna, huh? Remember that when you was a kid? Don't you talk about my mama now, huh? Yeah, we're gonna, them's is fighting words. Remember that? Remember that? Yeah, you could say anything, but if you said something about the mom, I mean, it was, it was pink boxing gloves down on arcade. So you're gonna go straighten that boy out, right? I mean, no. I don't know. Mamas must be, but I don't care what they say. If mama says look, she could be blind, deaf, and like she knows if you. I mean, like she knows if you're moving her stuff around. So, anyways, so you say you made your bed, doing a little talking, cleaned your desk a little bit. What? Oh, I gotta feed the dogs real quick. Change the. Oh, so how do you know when to change that paper? Because those things are pretty expensive, and you're pretty much out of any paper to supplement it, except for the computer paper, which might not be a bad idea actually. Oh, they start peeing on the floor, and they're like, "We don't. That smells too much. There's too much over there, Daddy, and we're gonna pee on the floor next to it, even though we've peed on the floor next to it 1,000 times." There you go, because, I mean, if they come in, at least we'll have, unless, of course, above the law bad boy comes in and says, yeah, I'm taking over these cams. Go on, boys. I think that that's probably a weapon. Yeah, then it ain't gonna matter. But otherwise, when anybody come in here, hey, and I got the camera too on my phone going towards got a few of them everywhere too. So hey, we're gonna record what's going on. Not that we can do anything, but it'll be there. So just be mindful of that. Hydrogen peroxide, they say. So this game, Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, what's that? Den of Dragons. She was always trying to get everybody to create an igloo. She was always talking about a tent or an igloo. And I'm thinking, then she changed her nickname. Where'd she come from? I don't know where she came from. Well, anyways, I'll read this here. Then a dragon likes her binoculars. Mm-hmm. What did she change her nickname to? Yeah. Just so much bizarre stuff that I just feel like a need to reflect on before I forget, that I just to remind me how crazy that place got. Which is understandable to a certain extent. I mean, it's online. My father, Father Mark. If you ever see Father Mark, you gotta get him to tell you the story about the priest and the wine, I guess. But uh, yeah, man, that place got weird. So we get the, of course, we're reading out of the New Living Translation this morning. It is February 24th, 2021, 9:29 a.m. local time. Parable of the Lamp. Then Jesus asked them Would anyone light a lamp and then put it under a basket or under a bed? Of course not. A lamp is placed on a stand where its light will shine, where everything that is hidden will eventually be brought into the open, and every secret will be brought to light. Those are the things I'm talking about. Anyone with ears to hear should listen and understand. Then he added, pay close attention to what you hear. The closer you listen, the more understanding you will be given, and you will receive even more. To those who listen to my teaching, more understanding will be given. But for those who are not listening, even what little understanding they have will be taken away from them. Now there's a common one. The parable of the sower, that's you'll notice that with Jesus when he talked. Hmm. Parable of the growing seed. Jesus also said, the kingdom of God is like a farmer who scatters seed on the ground. Night and day, while he's asleep or awake, the seed sprouts and grows, but he does not understand how it happens. The earth produces the crops on its own. First, a leaf blade pushes through, then the heads of wheat are formed, and finally the grain ripens. And as soon as the grain is ready, the farmer comes and harvests it with a sickle, for the harvest time has come. Actually, you know who I look like almost is Grandma Joyce. If you look at the pictures I posted on when she was, I need a haircut, but I'm not sure I can find a barber. Parable of the mustard seed. Jesus said, how can I describe the kingdom of God? What story should I use to illustrate it? Illustrate it. It is like a mustard seed planted in the ground. It is the smallest of all seeds, but it becomes the largest of all garden plants. It grows long branches, and birds can make nests in its shade. A summary of Jesus' parable ministry. Jesus used many similar stories and illustrations to teach the people as much as they could understand. In fact, in his public ministry, he never taught without using parables. But afterward, when he was alone with his disciples, he explained everything to them. Jesus is Lord over all. Jesus calms the storm like that precious there. Yeah. You say, well, you can't have favorites, right? Well, my dog Princess, I was just telling her, you probably heard, but She has the most beautiful blue and what do they call that? The gray and the blue? They call it a blue point or something. That's she's got the prettiest luxurious coat. And remember them satellite ears? They're so cool looking. But nothing calms me down like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to find a real nice cat again because that dog there, she's about the only thing that can settle me down or keep me calm. Well, I'm pretty calm, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? As evening came, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's cross to the other side of the lake." So they took Jesus in the boat and started out, leaving the crowds behind, although other boats followed. But soon a fierce storm came up. High waves were breaking into the boat, and it began to fill with water. Jesus was sleeping at the back of the boat with his head on a cushion. The disciples woke him up, shouting, "Teacher, don't you care what we're go- don't you care that we're going to drown?" When Jesus woke up, he rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Silence, be still." Suddenly the wind stopped and there was a great calm. Then he asked them, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" The disciples were absolutely terrified. "Who is this man?" they asked each other. "Even the wind and waves obey him." I'll read the NLT Study Bible part to reinforce what we just read by all them people there. I think I think Proverbs was on to something though when she asked me. She said, "Nicky boy, I'm old enough here to be young. Well, are you?" She goes, "I'm gonna give you some motherly advice." She says, when you read that, why don't you tell me what you read later today?" And I says, "Hmm, okay." But it's kind of, I'm starting to feel like reading the Bible is like, it's kind of like the relationship with your wife. You read it every day, kind of make you, it gets monotonous, and you're like, man. Like, especially late at night or when you're tired, you're like, "I've read this 50,000 times," but you're back to that piercing bone and marrow. This is, "I shall not live by bread alone." If I don't get this, then if I don't get that spiritual nourishment as much as I feel like, then other things don't go so well. So no matter what, I try to get this done. I really do. And if you go without for a few days, I don't know about you, but I can tell a difference. So even some days, if you don't feel good and you're just gonna like, you know. So I don't know if there's a better, if Proverbs is on to a better way to like maybe keep interest and find ways to study it. And yeah, she probably was on, but then she abandoned me like took off. She knew I was on Pal Talk. She spent all that time. Yeah, she asked me so many questions. She had to be in like the FBI or something. I mean, she was way too interested in me, right? And did she get frustrated because I didn't do something? Like what? Then she had, what's his name? Oh, what's his name came in and he asked her, hey, what caliber? Boom. He just assassinated me on sight. Like, didn't even talk to me. See, what happened there? See, this is why I don't go back, because you're like, well, obviously they don't want you there. And even a person like me, eventually, if even your own mom don't answer the phone after 3 years, you're like, well, okay, leave mom alone. Right? She's tired. She wants to look out the window, get two-fisted. She still thinks there's one more Oscar fish. There's a fish called Oscar. Remember that? Kathleen had a fish named Oscar, and it was a mean looking. I think it was a barracuda. It was a mean. You would not. If she took that thing out of there and that thing could probably eat your finger off. I don't know what that was. It was a scary looking fish. She called it Oscar. Might even be alive. Yeah, I was always nervous about that fish. It had some pretty big teeth, I think. Maybe not. But it was called Oscar. So, like, where did Proverbs go? And, like, why did you ask me all those questions, hang out, and get mad just because I mentioned, like, what? Couldn't you have at least been like, hey, guess what? Like, I'm mad at you for the rest of my life, but I don't want to ruin your chat experience. But I don't want to talk to you anymore, and I'm not going to have you banned. And then she kept saying people get nervous around her, but I was never nervous. So I'm thinking, yeah, that's somebody else on a voice changer or something. Because I've been here for 20 years and I ain't heard your voice ever. And you're acting like you almost own the place. But you're being real inquisitive with me. And then you just disappear on me. Never say hi again. So it says these sayings are connected with the exhortation to hear and with the distinction between insiders and outsiders. They illustrate what citizens of the kingdom will do. A lamp is lighted to shine and give people light, not to remain hidden. Like I've had enough coffee now. Like if I don't want it, but I can't stay away without it. But it's starting to make my stomach bitter. It'd be nice to try one of them, like that New Reba or something. I don't know. Citizens of the kingdom are responsible for putting the light of the good news on a stand. One day, the lamp, i.e., Jesus, will shine his light on everything that is hidden, on every thought and secret action. The time to listen is before this occurs. Those who listen and respond will be given more understanding, but those outside will have greater darkness. Mark now gives additional seed parables. Your common theme is the secret of the kingdom of God. But see now, it was talking about how secrets kill. But there you go. There's secrets of the kingdom of God, so there could be good secrets. I guess anything is possible. The parables of the seed growing secretly. Oh, that does not sound. That sounds more like what Joshua Van was talking about. And then he got real creepy talking about his black gloves he likes to bring out on special occasions. And I'm thinking, I'm never singing One Day Nalu for you again, buddy. And of the mustard seed, describe different stages of the seed growth process. The kingdom of God is hidden, but growth is certain. And the result will be glorious. Oh, there's another glorious 7. Now, was that a strange? I don't know what happened to Glow, Mama Glow. She used to be really nice, gentle, loving, calm. She got angry. She was an admin in Lamb of God. I don't know what happened, but her personality completely changed. And she would get mad. And I even stuck up for her because what's her name? Lady Donna, remember that? What's the truth behind that? Lady Trooper, supposedly a cop down, like a state trooper woman back in the day. In where? On the plantation now? Somewhere down where? Tennessee? No. What was it? Down. Everybody made fun of Lady Donna for years. They called her Lady Donald. And finally, I mean, everybody, nobody, like, they had posted all this information and had everybody convinced that it was a guy that became a woman, but I don't know. So there was a guy that was a trooper. It's just crazy. I mean, back in the day, but then had sex or with a little boy or something and became a sex offender and then lost the not a trooper. That didn't even bother me because how can I be mad about something I can't corroborate? Anyway, it's above my pay grade, right? But if you've ever listened, you remember them black people I talked about on the boat and they're real pissed off, started burning shit down, and they got the boom boom now? Yeah, you might not want to act like Lady Donna, especially to maybe that's why Mama Glow is so pissed off. And it's strange because Mama Glow takes it from, look, this Lady Donna, and what's strange is this person. I don't know who they are, if they're male or female, it doesn't matter. What comes out of their mouth? Remember, I judge the content of the character, not the color of the skin. Remember when they taught me that? So I'm saying this here. I'm gonna give you the camper's view. So the problem is the way you talk. You talk like you got some people out there picking cotton for you still. And I don't know how you get away with that in 2000. And then you talk to Mama. It's almost like they gotta be on some like team. some law enforcement team, and they just get so bored they make crap up and just troll people left and right when they ain't got nothing to do or something. Because the idea that Mama Glow would she literally she talks to her like she's telling her to go pick cotton out on the plantation, and I'm thinking, do you realize you're the only one on Pal Talk, Lady Donna, that talks like that? And now you've convinced everybody to not ever say a word about supposedly this sex offense you did that got charged. A lot of, there's nothing new under the sun, but whatever you did, you got enough people mad, and you did it enough that they came after you, or something, right? And then so because of that, nobody would talk to her. She couldn't get in any room for many years, and then all of a sudden, which is good in a sense, because why would you want to abuse somebody? But she totally eventually turned that around. But she was snarky about it. And then if anyone ever said anything, boy, they were banned. But she got to keep talking like she's got some black people out on her plantation, and they ought to get back to work, get back to picking that cotton or something. I just never could understand that. And Mama Glow would be mean to everybody else, but she'd be nice to Lady Donna. I'm thinking, man, y'all are mentally ill. I'm out of here. I really want to believe that's something beautiful and there's God's purpose of me coming up to Forest Lake. Because you heard my story about my daughter, and that went to hell. And then you see how they slowly just continued to, like, pretty much, this is not going well. And then just all the strange stuff. And so I'm trying to keep hope alive that if I do if I do the next right thing, and that there's purpose still. Because I have been dealing with so much bizarre, and I mean evil, to the point, like, the best of evil, that they have it mastered. They can make you don't even know who's good or bad or whatever. And then they just come after you, and then we've got all this different, who knows what. And then I'm not that smart anyway, so it's really tough to sort everything out. But something like that, seeing somebody talk like that to a black person, if anybody cannot honestly say that Lady Donna talks like that, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's nice. I guess that's the dirty South or something. I don't know. But like, it just made me uncomfortable. And then so many people all of a sudden like her, and yet she's clearly a racist, like beyond even. I'm not kidding. Listen to her, or it, or whatever it is. This parable focuses on the seed and its inevitable growth. Just as the earth produces the crops on its own, the consummation of God's kingdom does not depend on human action. The leaf blade, the heads of wheat, and ripened grain describe normal stages in a seed's growth. Harvest time is analogous to the final inauguration of God's kingdom. A sickle is a frequent symbol of the final judgment. Jesus contrasts a very small beginning with a large result. The mustard seed is proverbially small. Mark's summary of this section indicates that it is a collection of parables, not a chronological description of Jesus' teaching on a specific day. Jesus' private explanation of the parables to the disciples shows that they were not outsiders, even though they sometimes lacked understanding. Mark's summary of this section indicates that is a collection of parables, not a chronological description of Jesus' teaching on a specific day. Jesus' private explanation of the parables to the disciples shows that they were not outsiders. Did I already read? I just read that, didn't I? Even though they sometimes lacked understanding. I was daydreaming there. This passage focuses on the greatness of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Jesus' authority over natural forces demonstrated his divinity. The other side, the eastern side of the Sea of Galilee, was the region of the Gerasenes. The fact that other boats followed shows Jesus' fame. Jesus was probably asleep under the stern, using a bag of ballast sand as a pillow. What is ballast sand? In 1986, a boat dating from Jesus' time was discovered in the mud near the northwest shore of the Sea of Galilee. It is 26.5 feet long, 7.5 feet wide, and 4.5 feet deep. With an elevated stern, it could hold up to 15 people. Interesting. The disciples still lacked faith in Jesus, despite their numerous opportunities to experience his power and authority. The disciples were absolutely terrified. A frequent response to Jesus in Mark. Who is this man? Readers already know that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God. 26. Well, you've heard of the Bible Code, the Da Vinci Code, and we talked a little bit about that over the years, that there's that secret chess code with the devils and the saints that they're using, and they have a secret code to interpret, and they're playing a large game of chess or something. Okay, we'll go into the life application portion. Many Christians today are hidden from sight, reluctant to be identified as Christians. Such a Christian is like a brand new light that never leaves the carton it came in. If a lamp doesn't help people see, it isn't worth much. Does your life show other people how to find God and how to live for Him? If not, ask what baskets have hidden your light. Complacency, resentment, embarrassment, stubbornness of heart, or disobedience could keep you from shining. What do you need to do to let your light shine? The light of Jesus' truth is revealed to us, not hidden. But we may not be able to see or use all of that truth right now. Only as we put God's teaching into practice will we understand and see more of the truth. The truth is clear, but our ability to understand is imperfect. As we obey, we will sharpen our vision and increase our understanding. Jesus' words may have been directed to the Jews who had no understanding of Jesus and would lose even what they had. Their privileged status as God's people, remember that, or Jesus might have meant that when people reject Him, their hardness of heart drives away or renders useless even the little understanding they had. Thus, an opportunity to share in God's kingdom will eventually be taken away completely. To understand Jesus' message, people must listen and respond. Those who listen casually, for whatever reason, will miss the point. God promises that His harvest will be magnificent and prolific, the best fruit ever grown. Your witness may be weak and your efforts may seem to influence so few. Yours truly. But the Word of God is a powerful growth agent. Keep your eyes on the great harvest to come and don't let bad soil or weeds, remember that, it's talking about pot, discourage you from faithful service and witness. So basically, it's saying, don't let bad boy or marijuana discourage you from faithful service and witness. Just playing, come on. Jokey joke once in a while. Oh. Jesus used this parable to explain that although Christianity had very small beginnings, it would grow into a worldwide community of believers. When you feel alone in your stand, is that my dear stand? For Christ, Realize that God has faithful followers in every part of the world. I talk that remnant. No matter where you go, there you are. Your faith, no matter how small, can join with that of others to accomplish great things. The lake is the Sea of Galilee, a body of water 680 feet below sea level and surrounded by hills. Winds blowing across the land intensify close to the sea, often causing violent and unexpected storms. The disciples were seasoned fishermen. Let's see that, Brother Modi. I'm just seasoned. You say, well, Brother Modi, I'm trying to get over the age difference here. I know you're pretty nice and you're a good Christian man, and you say you want one between 18 and 30, and you ain't got a whole lot of that. But we're down to bushwhackers and woodies, but this age thing, hey, just look at it like, I'm a well marinated steak. I mean, once you try old Brother Modi, you're gonna be like, yeah, I mean, it's already seasoned. That this one over here, I mean, I ain't gotta salt it or put any. When this he old Brother Modi, he ready to go. He ready to go get a couple of Chryslers and drive them up and down. We're going. No, so it's like with me, I'm gonna, he can buy you a couple. Uh, we got a Chrysler or two, but I can't. That $1 million RV, I ain't ever gonna be there. But hey, so, but you're like, yeah, that age thing though. It's a lot easier when you get a few more zeros in your bank account for us gals to kind of get over that age thing and stuff. But I'm kind of a Christian gal, and I've had my eye on you for a while, and I just don't know about that age thing. You're not bad looking for an old timer, and I bet you could still make some pretty good looking babies, and they're skinny. It's like, oh, it ain't bad. I mean, how do I get over this age thing? And you say, well, just think. I mean, I'm in my prime. You think Bad Boy's in his prime? Look at me. Look at him. I'm in my prime for like the next 50 years. Okay? You're going to get the same thing day in and day out. I mean, you said, well, I mean, but see, we're going to have so many babies and grandchildren. That's why I'm making all these videos, so they got something to do instead of this here. They're going to get the popcorn out and the Gatorade, and they're gonna be like, let's see what old Grandpa was saying again. Yeah, they're gonna do that instead of doing this. Hey, say, well, we're gonna raise good kids. So when I'm gone, you're gonna be like, hallelujah, glory. I get a little break. He's gonna be out of my hair till I get back up to heaven. So all that money we saved and put aside. Oh, now you're gonna travel the world, and you're gonna go visit all. And so you don't need anybody. I mean, you've been with me for 50 years, and you're only going to have what? Depending on how old you is. So think about it. Yeah, so like, you'll have plenty to do, and I'm not like Grandpa Gordy. I don't need Viagra. And so, I mean, as far as age goes, I mean, I don't, and don't some gals kind of like older guys too? I mean, if guys like tend to maybe want a gal 18 to 30, there must be some gals out there that are just like kind of maybe some older guys. They just kind of, I mean, God must have made a few of them too. So yeah, I mean, we can work through the age thing. Mm, You say, well, so 600 were done. So the disciples, yeah, were seasoned fishermen. I mean, think about all of that extra work. You go buy a regular filet mignon, and it's just try to cook it up and then eat it. There's nothing to it. See, but if you get one that's been marinating for a few days in some special sauce, I mean, the work's already, like I said, I mean, I'm already 99% trained. I do back rubs and all that, cook, clean. I'm not a good housewife, but hey, I suppose nowadays with that feminist movement and they got to burning their brows and all that back in the 70s, and they say the future is female. I'm thinking the common man would be like, hey, that ain't a bad gig if you can get it. A house husband now, bad boy. Let's get that straight. So, you know, we can talk about it. I'll get you through it. Hmm? You get used to it. Oh, and the other thing is a guy like me is like gonna the Bible talks about cherish and love your wife. See, with a guy like me, see, you might say, well, and oh, we can talk about that 6-pack fireman abs of steel you're thinking about. Well, hey, we can still talk about that's a possibility. Oh, but you're like, well, but you got this older guy. Yeah, he ain't a young buck stud like he used to be. Yeah, he don't quite get by on his looks as much as he did before, but oh, he's gonna love and appreciate me, and there probably ain't another guy out there that'll be able to make me feel so loved. Ooh, where's mommy at? Yeah, come to daddy. No, I'm just anyway. So don't get weird. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning, camper. Hey, go on pal talk. Hey, I'm just looking for half the kingdom. All right, I'm starting to age out here. Cut me up. Give me a little slack here. All right, I'm holding out for a little while before that hope. Go from there to then we head on into that chair with some Lewis and more books and the Bible, some water. Forget all that. I'm going Mormon on them with the coffee and everything. So it says the disciples were seasoned fishermen who had spent their lives fishing on this huge lake, but during this squall, they panicked. The disciples lived with Jesus, but they underestimated him. They did not see that his power applied to their very own situation. Jesus has been with his people for 20 centuries, and yet we, like the disciples, underestimate his power to handle crisis in our lives. The disciples did not yet know enough about Jesus. We cannot make the same excuse. And the other one that I'm going to keep repeating because I get this a lot. And apparently, I got accused of being more than half a weirdo because, look, the only difference between me and Big Don, well, he's a little bit smarter, but they say he was having someone do his homework there at the Wharton School of Finance a little bit. He was getting a little tutor and help like some other guys, but I don't care. And he declared bankruptcy a few times. Okay, so he ain't perfect either, but they just blew up his casino, bankrupt there in Atlantic City. But the point is, the only difference between really guys like me and Big Don are a few zeros in your bank account. You go from creeper to eligible bachelor in about 6 seconds, 8 seconds, with a few zeros in your bank account. It's true. Same thing with Dana Perino's husband. He's really smart, see. He's one of them Poindexters, and she got turned down by that because I don't think he had a whole lot of that. He had some because he was smart. See, he's about 25. You want to talk about robbing the cradle? He's about she's all been on. She was in W. She's like W's secretary, right? But it's okay for them folks. But if old Camper is saying, "Hey, I don't even want to take a ride on that Lolita Express," never did. Just want me to get me a gal in the dress with the sticks and go fishing and be married to her for eternity. And she needed to be young enough. And then they saying all over Pal Talk that I'm a weirdo, say. But you got Lady Donna talking like she down on the plantation, and she's, ah, come on, man. It's evil. It's got to be just evil. That's the only difference. So we can work through the age thing. Just be patient, pray about it. You know, huh. So you say, well, Camper, I mean, we can't change the fact that you're a turtle. So, but we can get you a little more productivity if you stop doing so much of that talking. So you said, well, so let's balance talking about them sticks and that. And I'd say, well, I think I just read the Bible. You see what I've been doing. You're seeing me in my natural habitat. Maybe a little bit. I'm kind of in a hurry to go nowhere if you didn't notice. I got nothing but time. But hey, I'm like, yeah. And so I don't think I really wasted a lot of time. I made a few comments. Now I'm making breakfast. I got to do the dishes. And I still got to clean up. And probably by then it'll be time to do the afternoon Bible reading so we can keep that devil out of here. Yeah. So, I probably, if I was driveling on about, because I hit on quite a bit of stuff. And it doesn't pay the bills, but it might save my life. So, a little bit here and there. We got a good baseline. We got a good foundation. And then we'll keep marching forward. Right? Yeah. So what did they say, old Big Don? I mean, yeah, okay, well, he met her when, well, hey, how many of them people voted for Big Don? Not one of them better ever say anything about me wanting to be married to a woman, a gal for eternity. Yeah. Y'all voted for Big Don. Don't be talking to me about he's 22 years older than Melania. Yeah, okay, met her when she was 20. Still, see what I'm saying? Hypocrisy. Y'all voted for George Bush too, didn't you? Yep. Oh, well, his old number one gal, Dana. Oh, look at him. He's like it's like 25 years older.
Thank you for calling Altamont Company. For your convenience, you can place an order or send us a question through our website at www.altam. Connecting to customer service.
Hi, Brian. I just want to check. Is there a way to get an email when something ships or anything? Can I get an email on the order? 55025. Is Nicholas Julene? No, that's an old one. Can you replace that with Nick? Wait. Yeah, so it's Nick Julene. Is it? What is it? Yeah, So it's my NICKJULIEN 8 at gmail.com. Yeah, so Nick. And then does you know when that might go out then? Well, well, no, he was replacing it with the only. Yeah, so I guess he was going to send me that. Okay. Oh, really? It said it needs. So in other words, if it says it's available on the website, that just means you have wood to make it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. All right, so he's got something in the works for the Super Rosewood. I'm on the list. Cool. Because that's the last thing left. So, yeah, I really appreciate it. I'll take that. I can use it. And then if you guys ever, he said that you might not even have that silver or black for quite a while. So, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I'll take that Super Rosewood now for sure, and then probably get the well, when that silver black comes in, uh, you know, um, what do you think about the medallions on something like that? Do you like it for a bigger gun? So do you like it on something that's just kind of sitting there? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. Then, so you'll send me an email. All right. Take care, sir. Thanks. Just gotta do the dishes. So, you see, hey, so I was upstairs for 10 minutes. Gotta do the dishes. All right.